The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hello everyone and welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn, and today we're going to have some fun with numerology for 2023. I thought we are approaching right in the middle of January. We're only 2 weeks in, but we have a whole year of this experience with 2023. And it's a year of a lot of shift and change, but we also see a lot of hope and some good things coming in. So we can focus on whatever we want to focus on, but I'm not saying there's not the tough challenges out there. They're out there. It's real. There's the stuff we don't want to see or know about, and then there's the things that are very positive and we want to keep ourselves lifted. One of the things in spiritual growth and awakening is learning how we respond to different things and challenges, and how we find our way through things and we learn from them versus letting it just pull us all the way down. So I'm here to give that ray of hope. I'm here to acknowledge that all of it exists, yes, but there's also possibilities, and we have the angelic realm, we have our guides, and this is a metaphysical show, so we work with all kinds of things. Astrology, a lot of times, it's interesting, just the dynamics that can happen. And these are all tools because we have free will. Well, numerology is another one of those. So this year, 2023, is a number 7 year. So what's interesting and what we're going to do today in this show is we're going to look at number 7 for the year of 2023, which is for all of us, a collective energy. But then we're going to go through the different numbers for personal years. I'm going to show you how to find out what your personal number is for this year. It changes each year, so this is going to be focused on your personal number for 2023, along with the number 7 for all of us. And then we'll go through the meanings of the different numbers 1 through 9, so you can see what we have going on. And this is another approach to just dive in and just see what's going on. It's very mathematical, and some people see it as a fun thing to do, but honestly, you might be surprised that sometimes it just really tells you a lot about what's going on, especially when you dive in deep. So we are going to keep the focus on the year number today. So first of all, let me tell you a little bit about 2023, the number 7 year. That's for all of us. That's a collective. So this one, it's holding that energy. So 2023 is about deepening our spiritual awareness. It's taking us to this other level of we want to question more things and we want some answers, and we're diving deeper. We're taking it a little more seriously is kind of the energy there. You're discovering many things about you. We call it a depth, but it's actually a higher consciousness. So I like that. Also, it's about how this would move in your personal lives, which I'm going to go into after I give you this overview here about number 7 for all of us. The affirmation that I've chosen for today with this topic, which I really like, is I seek and discover better pathways for my life's journey. I am ready to embrace my authentic self. This will be a little bit about that, authentic self, holding your authenticity in the midst of other energies that are different, because everybody's going to have their own individual path, and we don't want to lose ourselves in that. A lot of 2023 is learning to hold who you are, yet be a part in a collective with everyone else. I know. See, that's been interesting. It's been challenging. And we are still seeing a bit of that. You'll see the overlap. We are on Earth. We're not pretending it's not there, but we're looking for better pathways and ways that we can improve on our individual selves, because when we do that, we are part of the collective making things better. So 2023 in numerology is a number that represents seeking. It represents asking questions. It represents deepening that spiritual awareness. You're going into that. When you look at it from an angel number point of view, it's more about, hey, you're on the right path. You're going into your spirituality side, so to speak. The vibration of number 7, it will guide you to expand into realms that you didn't know were possible. You learn a greater sense of who you are from your own inner spiritual wisdom. So it's a very spiritual number as far as your self-awareness, about your own growth. It'll be a year about asking questions. You're looking to open your mind and expand the possibilities. You're looking to deepen that connection that you have in your spiritual side. And this is for everyone. I mean, it's interesting. We have 7 chakras, 7 main chakras. We have a lot of chakras, but the 7 main ones that run through, if you looked at it that way, those are energy centers in our body. You can notice the goal with working with chakra balancing is they all are the same size or clarity, not one more than the other. When you're looking at it that way, it also represents this connection we have with other people, but not losing who you are. Remember, we all are out there. We all have different ways we react, ways we might behave, ways we are around different energies out in the world. You might notice that you're one way around one group and different around another group, or different individuals, or in a particular setting or activity. You may have a very different side to you. We all have different facets of this incredible thing called humanity. And when you're out there around all these other individuals that have all those different facets, you don't want to lose who you are. So this year will help us practice that, this authentic self, who we really are out in this world with all that diversity out there. And being accepting of who we are in that, even if it's different. And a lot of times we always feel like we're the only ones, but we're not. There's so many people, so many things out there that feel like they're the only ones that think that way. Not so much. But respecting that someone has a different way of approaching their spirituality from ours is going to be a big one too. I think sometimes that's hard when you don't feel the same way they do, or vice versa. And sometimes we have to be okay that if we want to feel like we can go our own path, we have to allow other people to do that too. So it goes both ways, really. Now, it's also a year of standing up and being true to who you are, being confident and comfortable with who you are, not hiding it, being comfortable with like who you are, knowing that this is me and this is good. I'm good just this way. Because honestly, that's the way that the divine sees us, the angels see us. They see us as amazing and they're there to support us. But do we believe in that? Do we believe that that's who we are? So no matter what's surrounding you, you want to be able to practice that this year. This year is going to be a year of, as we're transitioning from all the upheaval, which is still going on, I know. And you will see that. You'll see a transition of that. It's not like it's just going to stop happening after this year. That's not realistic. Okay? We want to be logical, spiritually grounded, right? We're learning how to live in this world in a different way. If we're learning how to live in a world that has challenges in a positive way, that's kind of interesting. It sounds like a tall order, but I truly believe in humanity. I believe it can be done. So we work with practicing ourselves. If you feel guided to help others, don't forget about yourself. If you feel guided to be there, and you're going to learn how to be there for others, but at the same time not lose who you are. That's the big main theme that I see in 2023. So I'm reminding you, it's a year about having relationships, interacting, being there with others, but also not losing who you are. I'll say it one more time. I know. So number 7 reminds us that it's okay to be your true self. So I like that. This number is a universal number for this year for everybody. So it's okay to be who you are. And sometimes we go, but we get, we don't want to feel like somebody else is going to attack us for it and all that kind of stuff. I get that. Been there, done that. But at the same time, we have to be comfortable and stand our ground. So this is about being in your authentic power, being who you are, and letting the world get to know who you are. At the same time, you don't have to like push it onto anybody. So there's this fine line, and it's more about practicing it and finding the wisdom within yourself that is the right path for you. So even though we're all collectively working with that number, okay, there's a number for everyone in a personal level. So first off, we're going to try this. And heads up, last time I connected this iPad, it had some funny sounds. So please let me know if that's happening. I'll turn it back off. I'm turning it on so we can see the formula. It's not hard, but sometimes it's easier to follow. So if you are ready to do some math, let me get that going on over here. Let me switch that out. Hold on one sec. Okay, let's go here for a moment so we can put the formula out. So first of all, we need to know what our number is. So I want to take you through the formula, and then I'll go through all the meanings of all the numbers and just listen up for which one you are. So first of all, this is really not hard at all, okay? Because we want to find our personal year number for 2023. So what that's going to be is, first of all, it's your birth. Can you guys see that? Let me make sure that's okay. It's your birth day plus, that would be the day of the month, okay? So that's what I mean by that. So if you were born on the 4th of a month, that's what that means. And then the birth month, so you're adding this up, okay? And then plus the number 7, because that's the universal number for everyone. So let's use an example. Let's use today's date just for the example. So today is the 12th that we're airing this show of January, which is a number 1. So that's 12 plus 1 plus 7. You break it down. So then you have to go like this. You bring this all the way down. So then it would be 1 plus 2 plus, the 0 cancels itself out. So that would be plus 1 plus 7. Then it makes it 3 plus 1 plus 7. So what is that? That's an 11. That turns into equals 11. Okay. Another way of doing this, because you see it differently, is 12 plus 1 is 13 plus that's 20. Okay. So another way of doing that is that way. So some people do it that way differently. So 1 plus 2, that's 3. I'm sorry, that's 4 plus 7, that's also 11. I'm sorry. I don't know how I ended up doing that. I'm trying to add, I know, and talk and keep on track. So we have 11. We don't use, those special numbers in this, like the master numbers. We want to break it all the way down. So now we're going 1 plus 1 equals 2, which, if you looked at that, I was already there at the 2, because that would be 2 plus 0 is 2. So if you were born today, your number would be a 2. So what you want to do is go in there and calculate yours. Okay, I know, scribbly mess, but I wanted that up there so everybody could follow it. And if I'm doing it while you're following, sometimes that just sinks in better than just listening to all this mathematical equation to add up. So if you go in there, find out what your number is. I'm going to leave that up there for a bit so everybody has time. If they're coming in late, they can get their number. So this is just for this year. Okay, so each year, the way you would do it is find out what that number is for that year, And it would be like next year it's probably going to be an 8. I think it goes up the scale like that. Last year was a 6. See? So find out what your number is. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. Hey guys, how are you? Is everything sounding okay with that thing on? Okay, apparently it's all right. Thank goodness. I don't know what happened, but then there's updates and all of that fun stuff. So we're going to leave that mess up there. Okay, I know I was trying to write weird and sideways, but we got it. I'm going to start going through the numbers. It's on archive, so if you're still calculating, don't worry. We've got it all recorded. And let's get down to what the numbers are. So if your number was a 1, let's start with 1. We're going to go through them. Hey, you're a 1, Robin. I did mine this morning and I'm a 1 too. So this is going to be an interesting year. I know. I'm kind of excited, and I'm going to share a lot of it with you guys. I've already been excited. So, ooh, we got some 1s. All right, here we go. Number 1. Number 1, 2023 is the start of a brand new chapter for you. And this is going to bring a lot of new beginnings into your life. When I hear the word new beginnings, if you have any kind of fear attached to that, you can go, oh no, what does that mean? Don't go there. Go with, ooh, what are all these new beginnings and fresh? Because guess what? Remember, you're a co-creator, okay? Now, this is a year that you will be required, it says required, to start fresh in some way. This could be anything. It could be just how you start fresh with whatever it is you're doing. But it's going to be starting fresh with something. It could be something you were already doing, but a fresh start. It could be something brand new. Whether it's a new attitude or moving to a new location, expanding your family maybe a new job, a new relationship, whatever it might be, it's a fresh new start. There's going to be something new and interesting. So I'm taking the attitude as a 1 myself to look forward to what's coming and just stay in that positive vibration for law of attraction, so to speak, because I want to think positively. So it's a year of bringing fresh new inspiration. It's a spark of independence as well. It's like a blank canvas, which you can paint whatever you want on it. So I love that idea of this is a brand new slate of everything brand new and fresh. How do I want to do it this year? And it gets pretty exciting. It's almost like redesigning or remodeling everything. So I like that. So if you are a co-creator, it's a very powerful position to be in if you are in this number. So if you have this energy for a fresh new reset. Remember, guys, till the end of the month, I got the reset prompts and journal there that'll help you out. It's just a free gift I put out there for the month of January on my website, super free. Go grab it. It's good till January 31st, and then I'm taking it down because if you don't get started now, then when are you? So let's go. That's the way I feel about it. I feel very motivated with that. So align your life in a new direction. Get excited about it, okay? So where are you guided to take a leap of faith maybe? You might have this leap of faith in the process. You might feel like you're going to learn something brand new or learn a brand new innovation and create and redesign something. Just let the creativity juices flow in. So me being an artist side anyway, I'm really loving that. So I'm excited because it felt like, oh, come on, let's get going, let's get going. So I'm looking forward to it as well. If your doors have closed recently, don't worry. This is the year they open up. This according to numerology, so it's a lot of good news there. Call in what you might desire, your manifestation, your potential. It's going to be high, so go with it. This is the time to look forward to, not backwards. So don't hang on to something in the back. It's time to go. A lot of times things fall away for new things to come in. So, keep that in mind, but don't be afraid of something you're not sure what it is yet. Don't be afraid of it. Just see where those doors fly open. That was just for number 1. Okay. Now for the number 2s. Okay. Number 2s. This is a year that you'll be building and climbing and building and climbing and developing new beginnings. Last year there was new beginnings for you, more than likely, and that is and changes, and so now you're building on those new beginnings and changes. And number 2 is the next step past a 1. Okay, we start and then we build on that. So that's where the number 2s are. You're growing everything you planted, pretty much. From what happened last year and changes and events, this is where you're building. You have a garden to tend to that you have been building and growing and sowing and cultivating. And so 2023 may bring places for you to learn from. It could be friends, it could be teachers, it could be a new partner or an existing partner. It just could be ways that you're learning to help your journey grow, your garden grow, so to speak. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's one that is highlighted for number 2s. You may need more support to achieve your goals this year if there's a lot going on and to go the extra mile. So stay open-minded and listen out for new options or opportunities or ways that can make things work better. There'll be a collaboration type of thing for you a little bit more. You're learning to create solid relationships and be trustworthy in them and find trustworthy relationships. You want to be that way and you want to find them. So this is that time of year. It's kind of a theme. So if you've been guarding your heart or felt closed off, you don't have time for that now. Those walls are in the way for you because your beginnings, a lot of times, if you are to this year, you had a lot last year that you're building on. So you're focusing on building what's been planted. Okay, that was number 2. Let's see what number 3 holds for everybody. Now, each year's different. Some are more challenging than others. Just keep in mind, okay? So, because we all go through this. If you're like a 9 this year, you're going to be a 1 more than likely next year. I think it works that way. You go through them and then you go back through them again. I know. Talk about reincarnating and you're still here, right? You go 1 through 9 and then you do it again and you keep building on that. So number 3, if this is your personal year number 3, this is a year you may speak your truth and work on strengthening that voice, strengthening and having more confidence in it. You have a wisdom to share. You have a story to tell. This might be the year you think about ways you can offer that to others. This might be, this is my gift. If I write, if I speak, if I share wisdom in some way, how can I do that in 2023? You might feel more drawn to that because you have things you can share that you've experienced and learned and grown through. You may be putting yourself out there and listening. Your voice is the key. Listening to that voice and sharing that voice. This is also a good year to start thinking about your sense of community and what you have for yourself and what kind of support you have. Even though your social life might have shifted, you might feel that there's new ways to connect with other people. You might find different ways to have a social life that suit you better. You might be looking for different groups to join. You might be looking and finding that you're developing new friendships that are more aligned with where you are right now in your frequency energetically, and things that can support you and have a friendship, a partnership, a little bit of everything, but feeling like you're part of the world a little bit more is something that'll be on your plate. That's what it's saying for the number 3s in 2023. Number 4, let's see what number 4 has. Now, this one's fun. This is a year where you're going to get disciplined. It's more of like a self-discipline, like getting yourself organized and structured. You'll do well to ground your energy and focus on staying rooted and present. Like, am I present or am I jumping ahead and worrying about tomorrow or what might happen, or am I thinking of the past? It's going to be a focus on balancing and grounding and being present, organized, structure, self-discipline. You're creating a structure and order that's important for you. You know you need this You will feel drawn to this. You don't have to try and do this. If you did this calculation and it came up that you were one of these numbers, it doesn't mean like, oh, okay, I have to do all that. It will just naturally be a part of a desire that you have, if that's what's resonating for you. Remember, we have free will. You can totally ignore all of it if you want. I've found that it's very helpful to go with this, because I've been feeling what mine was saying for about 2 months, but feeling like, where's it going to go? I felt impatient. I felt like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Now it's starting to really flow through. Okay, so you're going to try and create a routine. This is number 4s, where you're going to feel inspired, but it's easy enough for you to stick with it. So you're not being unrealistic with organization and your structure. You might be setting a schedule for yourself. You're getting disciplined so you can accomplish, but don't put yourself in over your head. You want something that you can stick with. You know, sometimes we relate to that with, okay, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year. And you want something that's realistic that you'll actually stay with, not some fad, crazy thing. You do it in 3 days and then boom, it's back. You know, that's a good example. But you might be structuring something for a project you're doing. And so you need to get grounded, and you need to have a schedule, and you need to stay present, and you need to get your focus in there. So this is the self-discipline I'm seeing. It's a stability in your everyday life you're looking for. You're getting guided to work on inner feelings of security. You want to feel that grounded, stable security and anchored. You want to know that you have a structure, it's organized, it's not chaotic. So you're looking for that. So sometimes if that's something we need to practice, this is good. You know, so feeling secure and confident in yourself, that's your superpower. Okay, number 4s, we're still on number 4. So if that's something that you want to get an opportunity to work on this year, if you feel insecure, if you feel scattered, if you feel disorganized, you feel like you just can't get going, your wheels are spinning, this would be good to practice. This would be a good practice for you. So you're looking to ground your energy a little bit more if it's feeling like it's all over the place. So because the number 4 in numerology represents that balance, if you look at number 4, it's always represented by equal sides. There's 4 sides. It's solid, it's balanced, it's grounded. So that's what you're looking for. Number 5. Now, number 5 is a number known for change. Okay, so let's see what's going on for this year, because remember, all these personal years are working with that number 7 collectively. So we're kind of taking our individual number and we're looking like, how's that going to work with the number 7 on that deeper spiritual awareness and who we are authentically. So that's something that I really liked when I saw that. So personal year number 5. So this one is a little bit more adventurous. After all that grounding and balancing and structure of number 4, we have number 5. So we have excitement. We have opportunity to plant seeds of intention for change. We have this time to where we really want to go after what we want. We want to make sure that what we want is make sure what you want is what you're actually pursuing or spending your energy on. Right? You want to be in alignment with your true self and your calling. You don't want to feel stuck. You don't want to feel like you're connecting deeper with a purpose that isn't your purpose. You want to be anchored into your purpose. You want to be anchored into where is your energy going. So that's going to be a big important one for you. That's in 2023 anyway. We want to make sure where are we putting our energy. Is it on what we truly want? The number 5 people here are going to have that feeling a little bit more. You might feel that this year you have more inspiration that helps you do that this time. Finally, you're going to go, all right, I've got this motivation now. I've got to make some big decisions this year. That's probably going to pop up for you too. I mean, that could be from moving to extending and growing your family to getting married to going off in a different direction. You never know. It could be anything, okay? So big decisions this year, but it's also an opportunity when you're making those choices to shake off what's making you feel stuck, you know, releasing that old stuff. So that's been given us we've been given, excuse me, let me rephrase that. We've been given that opportunity to release the old for a bit now. You keep hearing that over and over and over again, and every full moon we have another opportunity, a reminder in the sky. You can do that every day, but I like the reminders. It kind of anchors like, yeah, did I release, and am I still holding all that? You don't want to be afraid to think out of the box, number 5s, okay? You don't want to be afraid to think out of the box. You want to take some leap of faith in where you feel drawn this year. Remember, everything's your choice. It doesn't mean you have to do any of this, but you may find that if you work with this a little bit more, it'll be a lot easier, because change happens to all of us. But when we work with it, we find our way navigating through with a, you know, it's not as bumpy. It can be tough, no kidding, I know, but you want to trust this process and enjoy the ride. So number 5s are going to have excitement, adventure, and change, and you're all part of how that works and plays out. So be a participant. Be a participant in the changes that come through. All right, number 6s, here we go. Number 6. Now, number 6, this is more of a self-acceptance year. I mean, radical self-acceptance, like self-acceptance. Think about that phrase, accepting who you are, and clearing away old wounds that have just been lingering around way too long, and you just don't need those in your space anymore, right? So if this is a sense of anything that's been weighing on you, you've been carrying, you're going to finally feel like, okay, this is going away this year right now. You will feel like you have that behind you, that support. And I like that for guys that just feel like it's just been lingering, and heaviness and heartache or pent-up emotions or anything burdensome. It's just like, I don't have room for that anymore. It's got to go. It's the way that feels when I'm tapping into this number 6 here. This energy is about overall health. If you have anything nagging you physically with your health, pay attention to that. That doesn't mean, oh no, it just means it's a self-awareness, a self-acceptance, paying attention to what your body needs. Because if you've been dragging around heartache, sadness, emotions, heavy emotions, burden, it weighs you down and your body feels it. This is going to be a year of paying attention to that. Being healthier, maybe a self-awareness of your diet, your exercise, but it'll also go into your mental. We all have things that are going on in our life. We all have things that are traumatic to us personally. And then we also have ways of diving deeper, understanding it, and then learning from it, acknowledging it. It's part of our history, and then we move on. And we let it help us grow, not hold us back. That's a lot for the personal year number 6 this year. And it's interesting because last year, 2022, that was the collective number for everyone, was a number 6. So you can kind of relate that way, like, yeah, okay, but this is going to be a personal year. So you're going to be working with that 7, and you're going to really get in there, and it's going to, I think you're going to find that you're going to make some progress with that. Just slow down, tune in, just listen to it, pay attention to it. Know that being mindful of yourself, don't push yourself too hard. Don't put unrealistic expectations on yourself. It's just being kind to who you are, accepting who you are, knowing that you have a place here too, just like the rest of us. So it's accepting that you belong here too. You belong, just like everybody does. All right, number 7. Okay, anybody got a number 7? So this year, this is aligning and creating abundant harmony. This is a harmonious number for you. So here we are in a number 7 year, and then you have a personal 7 year. This is an interesting one. So 2023 brings a lot of growth for you. This is an auspicious year. Everyone you meet, it's going to be a reflection, like looking in the mirror. You're going to learn and reflect off everybody, everything. That'll be interesting. You realize that everyone in your life's journey is basically reflecting back of whatever's going on inside of yourself. So that's that deeper spiritual reflection there. Yeah, I've experienced that before, and it's interesting. Once you realize, when you're learning on things about yourself, you realize these different interactions you have with different relationships, and you find some that you don't care for, that's a reflection back of what you have inside that's a trigger, or oh, I got to pay attention to why it's doing that, you know. So you might feel that acknowledgement a little bit more. What you see in others exists in ourselves. That's how we reflect off one another with our energies, and if you think about it, with law of attraction, we align our frequency with other alignment of frequency. We match frequencies, things that are working, things that are not matching, things like that. So I found that one interesting. This isn't to say you're responsible for the actions or behaviors of others. That's not what this is saying. Okay, so I'm just going to throw that out there. This is about discovering your truth and just learning from the experience of relationships. A person that may cross your path may teach you or show you something. You might find that there's challenges that cross your path, but you're going to learn something from it. It's going to teach you something. Remember, the challenges that help us deepen our growth. So this is a very spiritual awareness year for a number 7, especially being a number 7 year. So 2023 is a lot of spiritual development for you. If you haven't awakened, so to speak, I saw the other day, it was funny, it was somebody asking, is spiritual awakening trending? I went, trending? Well, I guess that means there's more people awakening, but I don't think that's a trend that's stopping. I think that that's just part of a journey of a soul, and a lot of us have chosen to wake up in this one. So partnerships might be highlighted for you. You might find your personal life is interesting. You're learning and exchanging, and you're deepening and developing a more aware, deeper experience with others. Because of that understanding of the reflection back and forth, you're going to learn a lot about you through others. That's it in a nutshell right there. So there's a commitment here. It's going to be a good year, because that's a side of us that we're all trying to figure out and understand. We can all learn and grow spiritually, no matter what your number is. You just might find this to be more of a year of focus on that. So, and this is all according to numerology, okay? So if you don't go there, then you don't go there. So personal year number 8, we got two more. Personal year number 8 is, this one brings opportunities for awakening and transforming. This is more like the transformation, if you think of the caterpillar and the butterfly, that major shift and change for you. This is a journey you will walk in as an 8. If you find that you have to let go of things or other things that are crumbling around you in some way, and just stuff's going away, this is just because, and you're going to become aware that it just needs to fall away so it can be reborn or shift into something better, something that will suit, something that supports. So transformation can be bumpy. I know it's sometimes painful, but it's also huge rewards, and it's really worth the journey to shift through. And I love the analogy of the butterfly, because that's a major transformation physically to see. So along with incredible transformation energy, this is the number of finance too. You might find that things are working out financially for you. You might find this is a great way to great year for you to find ways to maximize your wealth, fine tune that energy of abundance, because that's the number, the infinity, the number of abundance. So that's also part of that too. And if we were to look at the transformation that might need to change, or the growth there, and get things out of the way that aren't working, and then work with that number 8 on that side of the wealth or abundance side, you might go, wow, I've been holding on to all this stuff that just wasn't working and holding me back. This will be a good year for you in those big changes. That's a big night and day change. Abundance will surround you in all ways, not just money, happiness, whatever. You're the co-creator. Remember, we can choose or not choose to be a part of this. It's up to you if you want to participate in some of this stuff. So that's you. So you want to get smart with your money. You want to learn how to create a healthy relationship with it. That would be good. That's where the rewards come in. Abundance will help you by tapping into the power of gratitude. You have to appreciate what you do have to help that grow. That's way focusing. Isn't that wonderful English? But you're learning with the law of abundance, law of attraction, law of abundance, power of gratitude, feeling grateful for everything in your life, appreciating what you have. So you have a number 8, and then you have this number 7 year. It's going to be an interesting year to see play out. And you have a lot of opportunity here to tap into those energies that are in your flow. This is the rhythm of where it's landing for you. Now we have a number 9. Number 9 is the year of completion. Okay? So everybody that's a 1, think about last year. You were a 9, right? So that's wrapping up a cycle. That's getting ready to enter a brand new one. That's, we have to wrap up and close one book to start a new chapter, to start something else. So that, if you can relate, that might help you guys relate. The last 9 years of life may have been challenging for you. You felt like you were going through all this, and now things are going to settle down. You're going to feel stronger in your 9. You're going to feel like it's just coming to a closure. I see the light at the end of the tunnel here. Things are going to start moving. Like there's an ending. There's a final chapter to these cycles. We start with a 1. We're starting a brand new one. Then you get to the end. And then you learn and you see and you appreciate everything that you learned in that. And then you finish that chapter and you close that book. And you let it go, and you take all those lessons, and you leave all the rest behind, and you get ready for starting a brand new one. That's what the 9 is. So if you're feeling some of that, triumph against hurdles, obstacles, you're reaching for the top of the mountain, your view, you're looking to complete, you know you deserve the rewards that are coming. But you want to look and reflect and look at all those things you've learned in this whole cycle. So you're at the end of that. So that's the 9. You see how it goes through. And then once you finish 9, you start again at 1. And this just repeats. And it gives us this section to learn and grow. And numerology just really narrows it down to where you can see these different things that way. So I really like that. Let's see here. Let me just leave that up. Let me see how everybody's doing over in chat. Ooh, I wanted to make sure I got all that out. So hello to Kelly, Lisa, hello. Journey to Becoming Me. I feel like the last 9 years from it took like 9 years to get from last 30s. Oh my gosh. From last Thursday to this one. Oh my gosh. You're so cute. You just have this beam of light that just pops in here. You know what? Thank you for that. That's cool. And I hope it hasn't, because you had such a challenge from a week. So let's see here. Good morning to Robin. Hello. Melissa, how intense things have been lately. Ready for it to lighten up. So, okay, Mashasha, you're a 9. Oh, well, see, this is going to be a year for you to start getting some closure and answers and finalizing all those big things that's going to happen next year. Next year, right? So we got a few ones. We have a 7. Okay, Journey to Becoming You. This is going to be a very spiritual year for you. You're going to find a lot of growth, which you already have. I see that, a 7. Let's see, Robin, I'm moving in 2 weeks to Colorado, getting married. So excited. Oh my gosh. So your vision board that you made in 2022 is coming true. I love it. So you've put that up, you applied that law of attraction, and you're manifesting it. I love it. And congratulations, by the way, on getting married. And I wish you the best blessings for a beautiful life together. Let's see. That's awesome. Does your year change every year? Yes. Sorry if that's an odd question. I can't. Yes, it does change. I think I answered it earlier, but if you just got in here, and I'm getting to these questions after I've put everything out. Yes, your year changes every year, and so does the collective year. Everything changes. I mean, if you really got, I mean, it could wow you, but numerology, your number for the day changes, your month number changes every month, the day number changes every day, your year number changes every year, and so this 2023 is the collective number 7, and that will change. That will be an 8 next year. If it's a 7 this year, it should be an 8 next year. So yes, your number will, and it usually goes up. It goes up 1, and then once it hits 9, it'll go back to start all over. So I hope I answered that. I'm excited. I'm making art. You're going to make art, Kelly. Awesome. You know what? Good for you. Can't wait to hear what that's all about. Awesome. Let's see. Michelle, hello. Let's see. Journey to becoming me. I feel like I hear the angels, be you. It is so important to be the real, authentic you. That makes sense to me. It is true. You were all created for a purpose. If you don't let your light shine the way you were created to, yep. Let's see. Then you may be hindering someone else's growth, or maybe better, in being authentic, you allow and encourage others to be them in the best of your ability. I remember doing this last year. I did wrap up a lot last year. I'm so ready to start new. Well, get ready. I know. No, one, you feel like you're a kid out of the gate. You know, somebody left the gate and you see the dogs just, all the animals are like, somebody left the gate wide open. That's what number 1 feels like. I know. You feel like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But then you go back and you go, wait, where was my wisdom that I learned from that last cycle? Okay, and then you try to be a grown-up. You know how like little kids, they're running around the pool and you tell them to slow down. And they're trying to walk, but they still got that little skip because they can't stand it. They're trying to run. Yeah, that kind of thing. And it's an energy that we need. We need the excitement of that young youth that the number 1 seems to bring in. And at the same time, we want to bring the maturity in and the wisdom in from everything we've previously learned. So we want to have those leaps of faith. And we want to dive in and explore and learn new things. And at the same time, we want to have that wisdom about us. We want to stay grounded that we had to learn in number 4. We want to have that discipline we learned in the number 4. We want to be ready for the changes that come with 5. Number 6, we want to know that we are being authentic and self-accepting. Remember, that's self-accepting. And then we have that depth of that spirituality of 7, the abundance of 8. We're going to close this chapter and wrap it up and get this plan in action. Put the seal on it and let's go. Here comes number 1. So, but everybody goes through these. So wherever you are in the cycle, it will go all the way around for you. And you can kind of get a plan. So if you're at like 6 or 7 and you have this dream or vision and you can look and go, oh, okay. Well, if I start now and start really anchoring in, and then when I hit here, and that's if you're using numerology a lot, you can do that. You can look at it. You can look at it every day too. Like I said, those numbers change all the time, everywhere. So let's see, relaxing meditation. I'm transferring jobs this month. Total transformation. Well, good for you. That's amazing. I mean, that's a lot, right? That's a lot. So we have so much to look forward to here. We have all these different things we're learning at different levels, but they all work together simultaneously. We're all working on spiritual awareness this year and being our authentic self. And then we look at these individual numbers and we look at, well, this is where I am, and I might be a number 2, or I might be a 3, or you might be a 5. You know, whatever you are, you're kind of looking at how can this all work together so I'm growing and being the best I can be, because that's the goal. We want to we're not in competition with everybody else. Really, the competition thing kind of it can be disheartening and be downright depressing for some. And I don't want it to be like that when I'm coming across. It's more of looking at yourself and not being hard on yourself, but how can I improve on what I'm already doing well? How could I make it better if it didn't quite pan out the way I wanted it to? Maybe I need to approach it from a different direction. Maybe, just maybe, I just need to not be so hard on myself and accept that this is who I am. This is how I really want to approach it. Just because everybody else is doing it this way doesn't mean I have to. Things like that are amazing. When I asked the angels about this today, I said, this is like a lot of fun to do. I love that it helps you apply and get anchored in. And they said, no matter where you are, 1 to 9, it does not matter. We are here to support you as you grow. And they want you to know that. You have guides, you have angels, you have high frequency, you have your higher self, your soul self knows why you're here. The whole thing all works together in this beautiful orchestra called journey, called what we're doing. The whole thing is amazing to me. I get pretty excited about talking about it because I just find it fascinating how the universe just has all this orchestrated, and at the same time we're co-creating with it. We have a lot of say in how it goes. If we're co-creating, if you're co-creating in your life, are you participating or are you just sitting back waiting to see what happens? That's not being a participant. I say be more actively participating in your journey, and you might be quite surprised how much more productive it can be. Some areas might be harder. If you're really shy or you're hesitant to try something, look for something that you can explore and do different, or try learning something brand new that you don't know anything about. All right? Just let yourself expand in some way, because just doing that, it could be something simple, it could be anything. I never knew how to do that before, if you've never done something before. That's what I love about art and creativity, because you find new ways to do different things. It might be stuff you've been already doing. So I really do love that for all of us. So I hope that everyone has enjoyed today's show. I hope that you will take this and grow with it. Look at the positives that each and every one of these numbers have, and just shine through in 2023. Remember, there's challenges out there. I'm not saying there isn't, but the way we handle them, that's where spiritual awareness and growth and acceptance and depth and self-care and all those things we talk about all the time. Also, looking for what we can appreciate in gratitude and appreciating what we have in the moment, being present, is some of the best gifts we could have and rely on and have a structure and work through. So, with that, I'm going to let everyone go. I've enjoyed this, and I hope you have too. And we will see you next time here on the Jenn Royster Show. Namaste.
You've been listening to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show, visit www.